For other awesome TCG players and awesome new prices for Pokemon TCG, check out the Pokemon Evolutionaries and other YouTubers in the description, and check out ccgcastle.com.
What is up, Pokemon fans? Dash Kitten here. Welcome to another deck profile. Now, this deck profile is the Metagross GX deck. Now, when I actually first heard about this deck that got second at the regionals I was at in Madison, I was like, what the? And then when I finally played around with it and tested it out, I was like, oh. But yeah, this deck is pretty cool. I just cannot stop playing it. I really recommend this deck. I just could not resist showing it to you guys. When this card first came out, I thought that it was pretty cool, but it never made it into the format until now. So, let's get into this madness. So, for our Pokemon lineup, we're starting with 4 copies of Belleville. It has 60 HP, tree cost of 1, and it's Cord Beam attack for 1 energy for 20, and discard a mental energy attached to him. Mostly I use it, and then when I evolve to Metagross, I can scoop it back with Geotech system, which I'll show you in a little bit. We got 3 copies of Metang to evolve into Metagross, and it has a retreat cost of 3, so that's kind of high. Oh, whoops. And last but not least, we got 4 copies of Metagross GX. So let's get into Metagross here. 250 HP Pokemon. Its ability is Geotech System. Once during turn before you attack, you may attach a metal or psychic energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. So I'm going to tell you how it gets good into this deck. And its attack, this is the attack we're mostly going to use in this deck. Giga Hammer. 2 metal energies and a colorless, 150, and this Pokemon can use Giga Hammer during the next turn. Now that might sound bad, but there's a cool way to actually do this. And its GX move is Algorithm GX for 1 energy. Search your deck for 5 cards, put them to your hand, use search for your deck. You're going to use that not really often, but just in case if you have a Metagross stuck in the active, then yeah, that's the GX move you're going to use mostly. But we got 1 copy of Grandpa GX. Because it's an attack, first attack, let me see, Righteous Edge for 20, discard special energy, attach your opponent's active Pokemon. Berserk for 80 plus, if any of your Pokemon in danger counters, then it does 70 more. Big Wheel GX, shuffle your hand to deck and draw 10 cards. The reason we're using this deck, just for a backup, because Metagross can get into some tight situations, because now that Tapu Koko is kind of becoming a thing, there's Jolteon, and it kind of has a resistant to fight, has a resistant to metal. But if you use Choice Band in your hand for 160, which is actually knock it out. But Fighting Fury Belt's still a thing, so Grandpa is mostly a basic, a backup, I should say. Now, this card, I saw it kind of got unexpected in this deck. But then I was hearing about it, and I finally understood. 1 copy of Alolan Vulpix. What? So Alolan Vulpix, it has an attack called Beacon, which is for free. You search deck for 2 Pokemon, put into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. It's mostly so you can get your Metagross, which it helps me out too many times. Guys, you cannot build this deck without Alolan Vulpix. You have to have it. It is awesome. Now, when I saw this card in this deck, not that, but the next card, I was kind of confused, but then when I hear about it, I kind of have to agree. 1 copy of Oricorio. Now, it does seem unexpected, but it has a really cool attack called Supernatural Dance, which is great against Vespiquen. This for each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile, you can put 1 damage counter each of your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So, if you're faced against Vespiquen in your deck, then you won't really care if they put Pokemon in their discard because you use Supernatural Dance for so much. And that really helps out a lot. Because, you know, Vespiquen's a 90 HP Pokemon. They have 9 Pokemon in the discard. That's a knockout for one of them. But if they have 18 Pokemon in the discard, which can be possible, you're knocking out 2 Vespiquens, which is not bad. I mean, Vespiquen is kind of being a big thing. Because in Madison at the Masters Regionals, Vespiquen Zoroark got first place. It's got defeated by Vespiquen Zoroark. But still, Metagross is still a good deck. We got 2 copies of Tapu Lele, the princess herself, which you place it down, search your deck for a supporter, and then you shuffle your deck after. And it has Energy Drive, which you don't use too often, but it can make you win a couple of games. And Tapu GX, heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. I cannot talk today. Last Pokemon for the deck, 1 copy of Shaman EX. I mean, we're gonna be losing this card soon, but the meta Pokemon to place it down and draw until you have 6. We run 1 because a lot of decks are running 1 now because of Tapu Lele, and that's it for the Pokemon. Now it's going on to the supporters. We got 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. Very standard. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Can't really resist Sycamore. We got 2 copies of N. She's going to shuffle his or her hand into the decks and draws for each of them and prize cards. Very good. And we also got 2 copies of Lysander. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active. Scoop up something you want to knock out because now that Alone Ninetales is a thing, this thing can destroy it. Like, no joke, because of weaknesses metal. So, Alone Ninetales is big, so Alone Ninetales, I'm coming for you. That's what Metagross says. I'm coming for you, Alone Ninetales. We also got 1 copy of Kukui. Hasn't been seeing much play now, but now we are having it in play. You draw 2 cards and do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And I kind of got a glimpse of this. Like, I thought it was going to be very good, and then I was like seeing a lot of decks, and I'm like, I guess Hala's not going to really be a good thing. But yeah, Hala's in the deck. But now in this deck, it can be a lot of use because you're gonna there's 3 GX moves you can use: Algorithm, Big Wheel, or Tapu Cure. So yeah, that you can shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 4 or 7. So that's like the new Birch, but better. We also got 1 copy of Bridget. You search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon or 1 Pokemon EX and put it into your bench and then shuffle your deck. That's the only EX in the deck, but you have to put it from your hand to your bench to use the ability. So, but yeah, you could like search your deck for like a Beldum, another Beldum, and then like a Drampa or a Oricorio. Whatever you need, but Tapu Lele for Bridget is very good. And last supporter in the deck, 1 copy of Olympia. You switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench and then heal 30 damage from it. Now, Metagross has a high retreat cost of 3. And I forgot to tell you guys, but one of the greatest combos of Metagross, use Giga Hammer. You can't use it again your next turn. But you retreat into another Metagross. Attach an energy for turn on that Metagross. Use a Geotech system twice, and then you can use Giga Hammer again. So my dad actually put in the Metagross from Ancient Origins in this deck. I've been trying it out. I do like it, but the only thing is that if you don't have a Lysander hand and the active Pokemon could get knocked out, it's just kind of bad news. So I tried the 4 Metagross thing without the Metagross from Ancient Origins, and it works out so well. I love it. Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but you probably want to try without the Metagross from Ancient Origins. You'll love it. But that's it for the support lineup. Now onto the items. We got 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards in your hand and search deck for a Pokemon. You can search for Tapu Lele and then Bridget if you want. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, the reason we're not using Pokemon Fan Club or Skyline in this deck is because you're not really worrying about Garbodor because of resistance, And also, 250, it's kind of hard to do sometimes. So Garbodor would need to give you 12 items in the discard and a choice band to not get a single Metagross. If it didn't have a choice band, it would take 16 items. Now that's pretty high. We also got 4 copies of VS Seeker. As long as it doesn't come out in Burning Shadows, we are losing it in Standard. But put a support card from the discard pile back into your hand. Very good. You could keep Olympia if you want, because Olympia, it could be a free retreat and you're also healing yourself. So, but retreating is not bad. Retreating is not bad. You also got 4 copies of Choice Band. Really awesome card. You do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX or GX. You can't really run a deck without any of these. And we also got 3 copies of Rare Candy to quickly get into Metagross easier, which helps out a lot. And 3 copies of Max Potion. You heal all damage, but you have to discard all energies. But it won't be a problem because you are actually getting the energy back with Geotech system. So no need to worry about that. We also got 2 copies of Field Blower, a very big thing. Choose up to 2 in any combination of tools or stadiums in play and discard them so that you can not get bothered by anything. And last item for the deck, 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher. You can choose to put 1 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your deck. So let's say you have them in Tang, your Rescue Stretcher for Metagross GX helps out very well. So that's it for all the items and trainers and that stuff. Now let's go into the energies. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 metal energies and 2 psychic energies. Now the psychic energies are for Tapu Lele to use Tapu Cure, so that you can heal damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. Really helps out well. But that is it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment if you did. I really recommend this deck. If you guys have actually seen the matchup of the final people in Madison, I haven't yet, but you guys should definitely check it out. And yep, that's it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment if you did. The next deck profile should be the Alolan Ninetales deck Chauncey has. So hopefully we won't have to face against each other with this because weakness. But yeah, we have a lot of deck profiles. We haven't done Battle Frontier yet. We will, but with all the decks we made, we'll roll a dice, and for the number, we will have that. We'll have that deck. So yeah, but that is it, and we will see you all later.